Hello and welcome to the next episode of this disaster series, which is all about this Lego room and my life. Now we've got lots to get through and lots to move and lots, hopefully, not to smash today, because we are going to be moving, I do believe, the Joker Manor, which I think does look fantastic where it is, but I think it would look better up top. Now if we move it up top, it gives us options. Now those options are, we can make a nice big battle diorama from the Daily Bugle and the Avengers Tower and the Ghostbusters Firehouse with all of the minifigures that I had out ready to do it with, and then on the live we decided to put that there to see what it looked like, and then I ran out of time because there was a power cut. I think that was the day of the power cut, so that's where it all went a little bit messy. So what I want to try and do is get this up top. We've got to figure out what modulars are going to come down, then we then have to figure out what else we can do with regards to moving some different bits and pieces. And I'm doing all of this before the new Ninjago sets come out, because when the new Ninjago sets come out, I'm going to start putting them on the front of this table, and I want to get the newer big one that goes across the back just there. That then means, well, I'm not going to be able to reach the shelf, but what is going to go where the Joker Manor is, that would be the Natural History Museum, which is in this box just here. So stuff is absolutely everywhere. So run down a story of what happened. Long story short, hole in the floor, everything got piled on top of each other, loads of stuff got smashed in the process of repairing everything and going through underneath all the tables again because everything got mixed up. It was an absolute nightmare. Now we made some good progress before, so we want basically the whole room to look this neat and tidy. It's all going to be one massive theme park with all the base plates and everything underneath it. So to here is basically where it looks neat, and then everything else is a disaster zone. So we'll worry about the Jurassic Park section and the castle stuff at a later date. This is our DC area, which is now just currently just minifigures at the moment. So we are going to focus on the Marvel superhero section of the theme park for now. And the roller coaster is being placed. This is going to be the layout for the Ninjago. That'll be the new big modular set. And then we've got space for the smaller ones. And then in the last upload, we did start to create a downtown area. And all of this needs to be repaired because this is all the stuff that got really badly smashed. It's, yeah, just watch the first episode if you want to know exactly how bad it was. So, with that being said, let's crack on. This really is not going to be that simple because I need to climb up onto the table, which is always good fun, to get those modulars down. Now, I think the Joker Manor is going to look spot on underneath the Batwing. Now, I just don't know whether to keep the police station where it is and move one or two bits and pieces. Now, the problem I've got is this brick over here. Now, this is a right pain because it can't be painted and it's all horrible and crumbly and whatever else. I basically need to hide that. So I could bodge it. I could potentially just put a blue base plate in front of it and just pretend it's not there. That might have to be an option now. But to do that, again, I've got to do that before we get too deep into everything. And what it does mean, if I do the Joker Manor, I can then do all the dioramas with you guys and go live, and I can start putting all the minifigures in, put the cars in, and just basically like the taxis and all that kind of stuff, which we won't be able to see with that there. We'll then be able to see, and then it will have a really nice high up theme park ride, and then underneath it we'll have some of the little bits and pieces. And what we will do is we will add in the smaller Ferris wheel into this display, either in this video. Actually, it will be in this video because if I go live tomorrow, I will update you with everything that happens before this one finishes. But I need to get those off the shelf and put them somewhere. I'm going to know where to put them. So I think where they're going to have to go is they're going to have to get dumped just in this here, because all of this is ready for a different section. All of this is just the Star Wars section. It's all messy. Very, very messy. But it looks worse than what it is. At least I've got a planet of attack, but I just don't know what to bring down. Now, the restaurant itself, that clearly is the lowest modular. So you can see the cut in on there. That will have to go over to the corner because that'll be the closest bit to the roof. So annoyingly, that endgame building is not 32 by 32 studs. However, that could then come down and maybe go down where the Ghostbuster Firehouse gap is, or it can go potentially in front of the Avengers Tower, and then we can just have the end game bit, because that is the smaller version of the big building, isn't it? So we can have both Avengers buildings side by side, and then we can just have a huge battle wrapping around it. That won't be too much of a problem. Then that does allow us then to create a display slash battle slash whatever it is that we want to do for the Doctor Strange and the Daily Bugle. And we can see all of that still with this here, which is okay. And then if we pan around to the side, we still got the alien bit sticking out. So that's a cool looking thing. Whatever comes down, we can make a display with. So base plate and a half for the assembly square. I don't know how big this is. That is the issue, because I think it's 2.5 base plates, which would be the assembly square, potentially that, and maybe something else. Now that's what the problem is going to be. I don't know how much to take off to get that up there, because if I sacrifice too much and I can't get the stuff back on, I don't think it's going to work either. But it has to go smack in the middle, and the middle is the police station, and potentially the assembly square will have to come off. I think you're looking at the roof then, but I'm still not going to take that out. So let's see what we can do. So I've got to move these bits first. Now this is something else that potentially could be added up to the top. Don't think it will make sense. This could actually be added maybe on top of the Doctor Strange roof, and we can just add some height to it, because we will be able to do something underneath. Now the plan of this, thanks to Jay's Toy Collection UK, was actually to add it to the red roller coaster. But now we are making the red roller coaster blend in with a downtown Chinatown. I don't know if that will work with it. So that could still go there. So we've got two options. It goes on top of the Doctor Strange, or it goes on top of the red coaster. So we'll make a little poll up for that. But for now, it just needs to be moved, and it needs to be moved along with the Flintstone set as well. So that will move. And we don't want to lose any of those figures, but that is how easy that is to break that. Those minifigures need to go to that side. That minifigure stays with this. In fact, I'm going to put this in a different place, because I definitely don't want to be dropping any of the minifigures off this whatsoever. That can live for now in front of the A-frame, and I can put all the minifigures that it belongs with there, because I do like that set a lot. Now, climbing space. This is going to be fun, because this is now going to wobble, and I really don't want to smash any of these. Do I do the clever thing and move the mana first, or do I just risk it and take those off? And I'm not very clever, so let's just risk it and take it off. But I think that needs to come off first. I think. And then doing that, what I'm going to have to do is I want to take all these minifigures off, because I need to use some of these minifigures, and we can have these on the display, and then we can have one or two of them just sort of stood at the front of a little bit of an Easter egg, because I think there's some minifigures on the inside of the building as well. So I need to do a bit of TLC with this first, and then we'll get it up top. Just thought, I'm not going to do any TLC to it, because if it doesn't work, it's coming straight back down. So I will get it up here, and then I'm going to end my day up here when it's up here. And then for you, which will be a couple of minutes, will be the following day for me, and then we can figure out exactly what is what. Now, I am climbing, which is never going to be a fun thing to do. Oh dear. Police station is coming down. That'll be the first thing that's going to come down. So that will be this thing here. Now, oh look, I can't get it off because the Daily Bugle is in the way. Fantastic. And this table is really, really wobbly as well. So that's always good fun. So instantly, I think this police station can just go where the Doctor Strange one is. Doctor Strange could potentially move down. Oh dear. Can I get my fingers underneath this? What am I doing? I don't even know if you can see. You did that. You want something? Oh, no. That's not gone well. There, let's put you there. You might be able to see. I actually don't know if you can see. So, I don't know if you're looking at my bum before or what. But now, we are trying. Oh, we're very, very trying. Ow, 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 ow. Yes, I am holding onto the roof, and yes, these were all pinned together. Oh, that's not going to go well. No, not good, not good, not good. Alright, that minifigure needs to move. I'm slipping off the table, which is not good. Please. Come on, come on. Ooh. Not nervous at all. Was not nervous doing that whatsoever. Oh, didn't want to do that. Where's the floor? Oh, that's the Ninjago City. That's the jocks. Oh. And that's my spine. What a beautiful looking thing that is. And that was a lot harder than what it needed to be, but that is one of them down. So that is, see how much space these things take up? It gives a huge bit. So what I need to do is actually need to put this down now. I need to put you down first. And then see if I can just do all that in reverse. Have I made space to put this down? Of course I haven't. Well done. So I'm still holding that like a pizza. There we go. Down you go. No, it's not staying here, remember. Right, that's one. That was a lot harder than what it needed to be. Ow, I've got no skin left on my knuckle. So we are one down. Now, I think I need to somehow stand up. Yes, stand up. And go between the Avengers building. This is such a stupid thing. Get that down. The restaurant needs to move over. And then see if that gives us enough space. But it's 2.5 base plates, so... Pet shop? Bookshop? One of them is going to have to come down, maybe. Let's have a look. So I need to get up there. So I might just dump you. Oh, look at that. Police station's come in. Police station's been handy. So I've now got to climb where I was with you. Oh, what am I doing? I am actually stood on this table now. And I need to get this off. And you can see what I mean about that beautiful brick behind it as well. Which is not ideal. Now this can just go there. So far, so good. Now, you are... Oh, that's my finger. There. So we are stood on here. And we need to move this. So this needs to come over. That one, and I think needs to come over. I just don't know how much space this is going to need. This is going to get tearful very, very quickly. And I'm now using the Avengers Tower as a camera prop. What a stupid... I was about to say it's probably a very expensive tripod, but I'm sure there's more than that. But I've actually got to wrap you round the building to get that in. Oh, I don't have my wrist bends that way. I don't know if we've gained... I don't know if we've got enough gains for that. I didn't think of the angle of the roof. Oh dear, because I'm not going to be able to push that over as much as I was hoping, because that touches at the top, and that is the space that we've got. So that is not going to work. Now I've just got it through that gap and around from there. Now the only other thing I can do, hello, is... I'm so stupid. I am so stupid. Is get this off without falling off the table. And then put this exactly where you are. What do we think? Is this going to work? Is this going to work? I think you're going to have to move. Full length, full reach. I'll just put you there. Okay, I'm doing this blind, so I don't know what you can see. I can't see anything to edit anything back, so we will see just how bad this is. Funny thing is, if this does work, I'm going to have to climb back up after and get these minifigures off. I don't know if you've ever put this up here before. Oh no, I've got to get it behind the bugle, haven't I? No. Oh dear, you've taken the diner out. That's not going well. You alright? We're live. Just no, that's not gone well either. It would, but I'm off by the bit of the track. I am. I'd like to say stuck. I think is the polite way of saying it, because I can't let go of this set. So if I let go of this set, it's going to smash. Ow, my hand. However, can I get this up here by taking the pet store off, by lifting the pet store over the Daily Bugle with one hand? I wasn't expecting it to be this big. I don't know what to do. I am. I've just gone hands free on the Joker Manor because I think I've just got enough. Oh, I got cramp in my lat. Ow, 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 ow. Ooh. Ooh. Now with a bit of messing around, and that's by fluke as well, by the way. That is on show. I think that looks quite nice. Got the height now. I've got to get off this table without breaking anything, or myself. Like maybe a leg. So let's give you a really bad angle. Ow. Oh, why do I do these things? Why do I do these things? Oh, I've just bum-cheeked Ninjago City. Where's the floor? There's the floor. There it is. What do we think? Now don't forget we can have a play with this, because what we can obviously do is, if we want... What have we taken off? What have we taken off? Police station. We've taken 2 off. Oh. For some reason I thought we took more off. So we've taken 2 base plates and a bit off. So that's not the end of the world. So we've got now, I guess we've got options, because we can keep the bookshop and the pet shop side by side. The townhouses, they can just stay up there, but I don't know if we put the police station back up where the assembly square is, and we make a bit more of a display with the assembly square, because that really could be like our lunch, because we've got the restaurant up there. Now the corner, we're not losing anything to the side, and it's hiding that brick. We've lost a little bit of studdage, but it is what it is. Now I can move the Joker Manor over a little bit more to the left. I don't think it's been hidden by the Daily Bugle too much. Now, of course, the other option, because I was going to say the other option, is we move it over to the other side. And if we move it over, if we took for that to work, we'd have to take the assembly square down and potentially put the pet shop or the bookshop by the restaurant, and then put the other one up there, and then we've got another base, half a base plate of, half a base plate of space left, because that's a base plate in half. We're putting a base plate back, so we'll have a base plate of wiggle room. Or do we think that looks okay as is? Because obviously what we don't want is the Joker smack over the middle, because you're not going to see that. So I don't think it's too bad. I don't think it looks too bad, because you've got the thing behind it. I don't think it blends in, because I think the issue you're going to have is obviously when I get the haha written back up, I think that might look quite nice. So we get that. If we get that back up, I could obviously, oh, ow, ow, is get the boxing, I need hands for this, the boxing gloves back up if required. But this is how much space this thing took up. It took us so much. All of that brown we couldn't see because of this, because the track overhangs quite a bit. But I'm doing all of this probably to get told it doesn't look right. But I do like this, and I do like this. So we want that on show. So we've got the haha. So, and then all I need to do is refine the 2 pink flags that got knocked off. So we've got the pink flag up there, pink flag on the other side, and then yeah, potentially we've got a nice aerial shot. The only other thing, I can move this. So I've got screws up in the wall already, so I can drop that lower. So it could be lower than that. It'd be a brick lower to the left-hand side if need be. I can't squeeze anything else in. So we've got to figure out, well, what I'll do is I'll carry on with this tomorrow, sleep on it, and then think about what is the best way of moving it. But that visually here, yeah, I think it's the best place for it, but we've just got to figure out the street, because the jazz club can go beside it, the diner could go up there, we could redo the whole thing. Now again, the other thing we could do, we could have a Batman run as an Easter egg. I know we got that in the corner, so that's absolutely fine. But what we could do is we could put the cinema up there, which means we can add all the Batman minifigures up there. We could put the police station back up there, so we could obviously do bits and pieces with that. And then if there's anything else that you think that would work up there, we could create a row of just bits and pieces, and then we could potentially go from there. Now the only thing is that the townhouse, the one at the far left, as you can see, which I've got a massive angled roof, there's nothing else that can go there. So that teal townhouse would have to stay, because we can't get the Joker Manor into that corner because the top would hit. So it makes no sense putting the Shadowbox up there, because we lose too much, because it's not very big and thick. It would look quite nice potentially up there as a long line, but I don't think that's the way. I don't think that's the way to go. Yeah, visually I think that's okay, because you can still see all of the colours. So you've got the blues and the pinks and stuff, so you can see all the glass colours are changed. You've got all of that. We can put some minifigures up on there. We can have that going around. But it just depends if we want to make an Easter egg run. So I will drop a message to a couple of people, see what they think with regards to a bit of an Easter egg. We like a bit of an Easter egg in this. We put a couple of Easter eggs in already. Technically, the Daily Bugle is the height of that shelf. So if you wanted to get up to the next tier, you just walk up the side steps of the Daily Bugle, which we could fill with just generic minifigures, and they can just jump on the roof, and then they just jump onto the next bit. So that's how you connect the lands together, because that is basically what I had to do at Universal Studios Hollywood. I went down like 6 flights of escalators. It was ridiculous. So yeah, so the Easter eggs could be, the bank could go up, or it could stay. I don't know what the diner would be used for. That could go up, because the assembly square is usable with regards to a theme park point of view as an eatery for that retrospect, because it's just a lot of shops. So we could bring that down, or that could just stay up there, but it has got a nice roof space that we could do some bits and pieces with. But this bit in the middle, now this is something that I could do something with now before we worry about anything else, is because now look how easy it is to move stuff. So we have got this, so we've got all of this area, loads and loads of area to do whatever we want, which means all of these minifigures can come in here, the cars can come in here, and then we can carry on adding the base plates. Now we were going to do different scenes of just stuff. That was the plan. We were going to do different bits and pieces, but it's always evolved. So this was originally going to be where the Hulk was doing stuff. That now is going to be the Ghostbusters scene. I think we can do a ghosty thing down on that side, because that road will come down and connect, and then we can loop it round. So don't forget, all of this will connect up with all custom base plates. Now, behind the Daily Bugle, we have got an option for an Easter egg where we can put maybe some of the Batman motorbikes, or we can put something else there. Don't forget, we've got Easter eggs that we can do on the top of all the rooftops of these as well. So there is stuff that we can do. But starting off with this, does it make sense that being there? And I mean as part of a battle. Do we hide it behind the Daily Bugle, which would be pointless because you wouldn't see it? Do we not even bother now? Does it just go back down somewhere else? Because I think that just looks odd there, because that was only up here to hide that brick. So potentially that could go, because obviously it's supposed to be the Avengers compound. You've got the Avengers tower, which is a beautiful looking thing. And I think maybe we just have a different thing there. So that leads me on to, what do I do next? I have absolutely no idea now. This is why I need to carry on doing this live, to get people's ideas bounced around, which, to be honest, wouldn't be a bad show. I've got play. This is my life. It's Saturday. For you, it's whenever you're watching it. I might spend some time thinking about the modular layout, because we do need to also figure out, if we're not going to do the Easter egg at the top, we're obviously going to have the police station close to the Shadowbox, which makes sense. And then we've got the cinema close to the Shadowbox as well, because that is a Batman thing. So behind the Daily Bugle, we could do a alley scene instead, which I think was going to be potentially the point of doing that kind of thing. Now, we've just got options with regards to what building would make sense, which would be easy accessible to do something with. And yes, I need the John Wick hotel. I know I need the hotel modular. I'm missing that one, and we will do that as a John Wick thing. We'll get a nice classic car. There is some coming out. Don't think the new Mustang Dark Horse would work, but it is, I think it's a Mustang he was driving that got stolen in that film. So we could do a modern take on John Wick. But we have got all of the cars here. We've got all of those bits and pieces. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop before I start moving stuff for absolutely no reason. Very, very tempted to maybe make a little dent into this Natural History Museum, because I think the Natural History Museum... Oh yeah, idiot. The Natural History Museum is actually going to go where that's going to go, isn't it? So ignore that. That now does not exist. So the Natural History Museum is a base plate and a half. That is going to go pride of centre. And then everything else that is going to be wrapping around that Natural History Museum is going to be battles. That's what that's going to be, because the Easter egg for the Natural History Museum is going to be Wonder Woman, because obviously she works in the museum, so that's easy enough. So that way we have got battles going on for Ghostbusters, Marvel and DC, all within the superhero section. And then we can have a pride of place for the John Wick Hotel. Maybe just to the left-hand side, we can do something with that, and then that'll lead us on to the DC section a little bit further down the line. So, I better crack on with the Natural History Museum. I've literally had the camera off for a minute. That is it, before I've even attempted to get that box out. Now, I'm looking at that teal modular, and I said to you that was the lowest. But the side of that is lower. But I think the problem we're going to have is the top of this is going to hit the corner of the roof line before it goes in. But otherwise, it would make sense having the police station up by the Joker Manor, which then means the Joker Manor could just shimmy over ever so slightly. Because as it stands right now, from here, the mouth is parallel to the E, so it's in line. So if I was just going a straight line with a fancy zoom, you would pass the E and go through the mouth. So if I was to move it over to the left, it wouldn't really work. But if I had the police station and then a townhouse, move that over a smidge, potentially the teal townhouse then went into that corner, because I just looking at that, I think the brickwork on that side is the same as that side. So that goes over there, which means we don't have to find a home for that. We might, he says, gain half a base plate by doing that, which it's all important when it comes to this kind of thing. So I'll sleep on it, like I said, but I potentially might start this video next off moving that police station to where that teal townhouse is, keeping the townhouse where it is, then trying to see if we can move the teal townhouse to the other side, and then maybe having to pull one of the others off and then put something else in just to try and utilize the space, potentially. But yeah, that's it, simple. So I'm now going to see if I can crack on with this, spend the rest of the day doing some of the little bits and pieces. I've actually got to edit the other video together anyway, and then yeah, crack on with this tomorrow. So I've just tried to be clever and it failed miserably. So again, still the same day, I just can't leave this alone. So it's bugging me because I want to see something, sleep on it, send some photos to people, and then go from there. Now, I just tried to be clever to get that in. Would it go in? No, it would not fit. So stuffed with that. Now, I can't stop looking at that in the corner. Now, if that Shadowbox would fit on the shelf, do we think the Joker Man and the Shadowbox side by side would look nice? And then we can have all the cards laid around it with all of the other bits and pieces. Because then that way, the space that that takes up, including internally, is probably more base plates of stuff that's come off than what it is actually already taking up. Because you've got to be able to fit yeah, quite a fair few, because we figured out how many base plates that are down on that section. I think there's 6. So 6 comes off, 6 can go in there, and that's absolutely fine. I don't know what I just dropped either. I've just knocked something. I've heard something knock. I don't know what that was. Anyway, I might now, he says, try and get that Shadowbox up on that shelf, and then see what it looks like, take some photos, sleep on it, and then take it back down if it doesn't work. I don't know, I just don't know if it will, because I've never had them side by side, I've never displayed that closed. And don't get me wrong, it looks absolutely outstanding open, and we know it works perfectly there. We know that we can just put that straight back there if it works. We know that this is a very, very good option, but I just don't know if and how well it would fit. Now, I don't think it'd be too difficult to put up, because all I've got to try and do is just pick it up, he says, shut it, he says, and then slide the Joker Manor over and put the Shadowbox to the left, and then probably more than likely have the Joker to the left and the Shadowbox to the right hand side, because the Shadowbox will be behind the Avengers tower. Now, there's potential that it'll look really nice, or there's potential it's going to look absolutely dreadful, and until I see it, I don't know. I can imagine some of you laughing to yourself now, going, it's going to look rubbish or it's going to look fantastic. I've just got to move the assembly square and the restaurant, which is much harder said than done, because I've got to try and get my arm around the tower, and then I've got to make some space for all of these, because I need to climb back up onto this table, up onto here. I've got somehow try and reach over on that and pick that up without killing myself, and then getting up on the shelf. So this should be good fun. So we will get this moved, I think, as quick as we possibly can, and then we will go from there. So what I want to do is I'm going to be very, very stupid and put these all on the floor. Now, you know, last time I did this, I put them on the floor. I ended up turning around, tripping over them, and then smashing some, which is not a good combination for anything. Now, I just need to get this one moved out the way, and then get the other one that's on the table moved out the way, which is that one. Was the other two that I actually tried to be clever with and do off camera to move the the police station, sorry, and it didn't work. Joyful, joyful, joyful. Right, so we are going all the way up there now. So to get all the way up there, I need to put you somewhere. Where can I put you? Where will be a prime viewing angle for you to rest on? Maybe there. That is... You're going to see me struggling getting those bits and pieces off. So we'll see exactly what happens with this. So that is one bit. So you might fall off the table. I might fall off the table. You might fall off the Ninjago bit. Who knows? It's going to be a nice risky game that we are going to play, just to see if this works. And it's just a test, really. Now hopefully we have the, oh dear, hopefully we have the ceiling height. That's the other thing. I do really like that. Right, I am hoping that I am just going to be able to oh no, I'd say disappoint you, but that base plate's come off. Why has that done that? That's not very good. Right, assembly square. Touchdown. Now, good thing about putting the assembly square here as a test as well overnight is to see if we want the Natural History Museum here. Yes, this or the Natural History Museum I think will work perfect. I don't think you can see it yet, but with the space that we've got and the height that it gives and everything else, I think that works really nicely. Now, this restaurant again could be linked with some Batman bits and pieces. Obviously, it could be. I'm stuck. Oh no, help. I am actually stuck. I've got to try and get this off. Oh, don't fall off, don't fall off, don't fall off. Ow. Ow, 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 ow. I think you saw absolutely nothing of that, so I do apologise. As I am trying not to destroy everything. Now I need to get that over there. See, it's a big old wall, that is. It's a big old space. I think I'll be able to push you over. I think this is the wrong side, to be honest. I think it needs to go on the other side. But we can have a play, have a fiddle, because there's potential that if we have equal gaps, we can do bits and pieces with the cars, and then we can have all of the different DC, so a lot of the DC characters just here, but I think that should go on the other side anyway. Now, with that being said, what can you see? Can you see around the car? I think you can see. I have no idea how I am supposed to reach this. I haven't quite, I don't think, figured this out or thought this through. But at least I can show you exactly what the assembly square looks like. I've made it onto the table. Oh, what am I doing? And I've made a mistake on the Razor Quest. It was $275 for the Cantina. It's $475 for the Razor Quest, down from $520. So it's not as big a savings. I misread that completely. So if I said that in one of the other uploads, because I'm doing this in the same day, but they are a week apart, I do apologise. So if you have got hunted out and looked at it, but the Falcon is in a huge sale, as I've just knocked, oh no, just knocked the tree off the Doctor Strange, and that's just falling down on the table of doom. The table where everything falls, basically. So car. That car needs to come out because we're going to have that on display. Minifigures need to be on display. Minifigures will definitely need to be on display. I don't know what you can see. So the house is the hairpiece. So I can put the minifigures stood on top of the set for now. Now the other option is we could have it full length against the blue rather than against the orange. There is another option that we could do with that, but I just don't know if it will work. And to be honest, I don't actually know if this will fit on the shelf with how, oh dear, with how chunky this is. Oh no, that is a disaster. That has just pinged and ponged absolutely everywhere, and I have no idea where half of this will go now. I think it's there. Right, can I? It was almost the stupidest idea putting these on this base plate because it grips. So I just need to get that to there. Drag that back. Oh, I found the Flintstones car. That's exciting. That there. See, that is not good. Can't. I'll have to go there for now. Oh, come on. I knew it was going to be easy because I thought I'd try and now pick this up over the Doctor Strange. But I did not want that to happen. Now that is how chunky that is. Is that going to fit on the shelf? And is it going to look alright up there? Or is it going to look absolutely dreadful? So, let's get you in a good view. Let's give you front row seats on top of the Doctor Strange set. He's gone flying. One day when I can just pick things up and not have to worry about minifigures flying everywhere, that will be the day. Right, I'm now doing something really stupid off camera. I'm now trying to stand up on the table, which I've just done. I'm worried, actually, because of how these table legs are, that I'm actually going to push the table leg through the top. Can I pick this up? No. No, the answer is, oh, no, I can't. How many times am I going to say no? We found a weakness in this set. I can't pick it up from that bit. Oh, dear. I have words with the designers. Oh, I can't even shut the door either. You can hear all of that just breaking. Oh. This is now where it does not become enjoyable. And this is a mistake. Oh, you're up. Oh, you're stuck. You're stuck against the roof. This isn't good. What am I doing? I have no idea how. Oh no, I don't know how I've just done that. Whoops. That was the bit that was loose. That's the bit I wanted to have a word with the designer about. So I get it up there and then it falls apart. Oh, thank you very much. Well, at least we found a bit of product research for you. The front door on this is shocking, as it is now just falling apart. Oh, am I going to lose it? Yes, I am. I despise it when sets do that. There's no need for it, as it was built completely fine. And I nearly broke my neck falling off the table. Right. That was... not ideal. But it could have been worse. It could have been a lot better, don't get me wrong, but it could have been worse. It fits, no problem. But now we don't know what it looks like because half the front of it's missing. And I need to get out of the way of the light. So, let me get down. Oh, the Daily Bugle now needs to be repaired again. Ow, ow. That's me falling off the table. That's that. Will it? Won't it? Might do. I don't even know how that's fallen apart, to be honest, because half the door has come off. I don't even know if that's technically possible, but it clearly is. I still think maybe the Joker Man would look better on the left. Or I don't know if it looks not enough on that shelf, because I actually thought that would be bigger than what it is. Could potentially push it all the way over to the corner. Might actually then have enough space for the cinema or the police station in the middle. I don't know. So I am going to leave, I was about to say I'm going to leave it there. I can't really leave it like that, can I? I've got to repair the flipping thing now. Oh, I did not want that to happen. I don't even know where half of it's gone. I don't even know if that is even possible for that to happen, because it shouldn't be. And I don't know. It's like the internals has fallen out. How do the internals fall out of the door? So it was... I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing. I think that's the That marries up to that. And then the other bit's the top of the door, isn't it? Let me have a look. That is resting on there. So I'm going to take that back off in a second. But that's what it looks like on the shelf. And where I'm stood, I can see everything. I can see all the detail on that. So I'm even going to put the car back in it, I think. Now, obviously, what we can do is we could put the spotlight from the top of Gotham PD up at the top. I think the Joker can come over a little bit over to the middle, maybe. That could stay where it is, and then we just have something else on that side. And then obviously all of that then gets repaired, and obviously I've got to put all these pieces back on the inside because that's where all the detail is, which is going to be a right pain. Oh well, such is life. Now that has angered me. That was the Ninjago. Why do I bother? Why do I bother? It's just relentless smashing stuff. Welcome to a UK house with a slopey roof. Because if it was all perfect, I wouldn't have to do any of this, would I? Right, let's get you back on here. Get you up like that. Was going so well. I bet you this is going to be right. Yeah, I can't really. Could bring that over a little bit. So I can't really bring that over anymore because we're going to cover the thing. But that is what that looks like. And we've got loads of space on the left, so we could easily get something on a base plate, and then the Joker Manor is smack in the middle, and then that is just over to the left hand side. Now, obviously, what I don't want to do is do what I've just done and elbow that. Now, this is now quite hard to see because we've got a Razor Quest that has crashed. So that's all the damage to the Daily Bugle, fantastic. And then that is all the space around the Daily Bugle that we've got, which this is the base plate and a half. So, potentially, well, let's be honest, that gives us a huge amount of space over on that side, and it is very, very different it being up there. I just don't know whether to have it. Actually, I quite like that. Looks weird, but nice. Because you've kind of got. Ah, it's a shame. I was eyeballing that going, would the top of the Joker fit on top of the Shadowbox? It will fit on top of the Shadowbox, but it won't fit because of the roof height. The roof's not tall enough. That would have been a serious display. Put that smack in the middle, put that on top of it, and then you've got the what is Wayne Manor underneath the with the Batcave underneath. That would have been beautiful. Not doable though, but it would have been beautiful. So I have absolutely destroyed everything getting that up there, and it's not really worked very well because I've got to take it back off to repair it. So that's not fantastic, not ideal, but then at the same time it's up there. So I, as it stands, think it looks all right, because I can obviously put all the, I can actually put all the minifigures inside the Shadowbox and I will be able to see it. So I don't understand, looking at this from the distance, how the Lego Images made that look so dark. Because I think that put a lot of people off, going, you're not going to be able to see on the inside of it. And that's why we, all of us, said open it up. And Jay came up with the fantastic idea of putting that with the thing against the orange. But you can see just as much with the door shut as you could do with the door open. So if that's the case, because you don't lose any space whatsoever, the car will fit in there, so the car can go on there. We can put the minifigures round by the computer. We can put more up by the arsenal. And then we have the really, really bright colour. And obviously now we've kind of got the wing just on that corner. But I send some photos out, see what's what. Then that does leave this issue again, which is a never-ending issue. We could put the police station would fit there. So it's either the police station or we sacrifice the townhouses and we just put the townhouses up there just to give us basically a base plate of space. when we bring that back down. Trying to think what else we can use that would be Batman-esque up at the top. Because obviously the other thing is that, the big thing in the corner, because that is from the... Oh, it's Welcome to Apocalypse, so it's not technically the Batman movie, but it is from the Lego Movie 2. Right, I need to actually get going. I'm going to be running late as such, because what we were 3:15, so I've got a bit to do before I need to leave at 4 o'clock. That is what that looks like. I'll take some photos, I'll get some feelers and get that sent out. Then in the morning, that is either coming back down to get repaired, to go back up, or that's going back down to go back in the corner. I just don't know if that would look... I think it looks all right. I think, but the problem is I've taken the Daily Bugle sign off, so I'm not too sure how much the Daily Bugle sign is going to cover on that. But we will figure it out, and we will see, and we will spread out what we need to spread out. And again, some of the cars potentially could go on top of the Shadowbox. There's stuff that we can do. Right, let me repair the Daily Bugle, and then I will repair the Batman Shadowbox with you tomorrow. So today is a new day, hence the outfit change. I do wash every now and then, and a new bit of Lewis Hamilton rocket fuel, which is always nice and tasty, because it's super cold, which is lovely. So we are going to fully commit to this display up at the top. However, I don't know, after speaking to Jay's Toy Collection UK, who is very good with these things, I'm sure he does it on purpose just for me to want to smash some stuff, wonders if I can get the flap open and have the symbol against the back so it's completely flush. Now, I am eyeballing that space, and it is going to be very, very tight. To the point of where I don't think it's going to work, because when that door opens up twice the amount, and that Joker gets moved over, I don't think we can move the Joker over the length of the door, which is a little bit of a shame. So that is what we are going to do together now on the following day of yesterday. And then we're going to get ready for a live later on. So I do want to have to get some lights. I need to charge some bits and pieces up, because these are the little lights that I use, and they've just been buried in here. So I've got 2 of these somewhere that I want to get lit up, so we have to have it lit a little bit more so the camera picks it up a little bit easier, because it's a little bit pixely up here when I'm doing it, so it's a bit of a nightmare. So we've got to basically make sure things are charged and the space has been made. Now the space, we're redoing all the modulars, aren't we? So we might as well just go full on, get it done once, figure out exactly what's going to go where for the last time, and then it's done. I'm not moving it again, because it is what it is. That's in, that looks spot on. It's all come around since the Avengers tower. I think the tower can stay there. I think the Daily Bugle could potentially stay there. I think everything else should just stay there. And then I think we just move the modulars around to fit, he says. So I think that is the plan of attack. But for me to be able to do this live smoothly without smashing things, we've got a lot to move, I need the table space. So they're either going to have to be stacked up with yesterday's nonsense, and then we can start putting them back in situ. And then at least that way it keeps it all neat and tidy, and I can just put everything on the one table, and then this bit is all done. Obviously the Ninjago stuff, well, it was there, wasn't it? But it gives me nightmares as well that I need to repair that, which is a right pain in the backside. Those two together I think look quite sweet, but I just don't know what we can do with those. And then obviously what we can start doing is in the live, even if we just get like 1 or 2 of them done, is actually start getting the minifigures properly and start making some nice displays. So if I can get that done and maybe start repairing the Disney castle, because I did actually get carried away yesterday, didn't I? I was like, oh, we're going to get this built. I'll start getting this built. I was thinking to myself, I'm not building anything new until I've just repaired the Daily Bugle and the Shadowbox and the Ninjago Gardens and finished the Disney castle. I'm stupid. Absolutely stupid. So everyone wants to build that for me so I can just place it in. Fantastic. I don't know if we actually looked at what this looked like yesterday. Now obviously we can put anything else here. I think it looks quite nice with some sort of modulars here, but it gives that sort of city feel between the 2 skyscrapers. Obviously we've got probably base plate and half a space there, stuff around the front and that bit around the back. But I don't think that modular works there, but I think a base plate and half does. Now, the only other thing that we could potentially put there or leave space for would be the John Wick Hotel. And we put the John Wick Hotel smack in the middle. And then we had the John Wick car just out the front, and then the rest of the battles around it, because that is also in New York as well, as is the Ghostbuster Firehouse. This isn't supposed to be New York at all, but you can see what I mean about the little Easter eggs there. Or you put two modulars side by side, that'll eat into a little bit more space, but you could have the cinema beside Gotham PD, for example, and then have a Batman scenario, and then we keep the scenario of the Avengers on the Avengers Tower. That's the kind of stuff that I will want to speak to everybody about on the live tonight. But as it stands, if I don't do this now, I can't reach. So I have to do it now. That's why it's been done. Or it just stays as it is and it doesn't get touched. It's one of those, but I think it'd be quite nice to get in. The more I thought about the downtown Ninjago bit and the Monkey Kid bit, I think that'll work really, really well. I think we might just flow from the front, move our way down, and then I'll bite the bullet at some point and get the coaster and the Jurassic Park sets all at the same time, or I just get the Jurassic Park sets slowly when they're in a big sale and just stockpile them, and then when they're all here, build them all at the same time, and then just do all the unboxing videos and everything like that. And obviously that also leads to thinking about what we're going to do with that and where that can go within the display as well, because I have no idea. As it stands right now, I think it needs to go on top of a building potentially, but I just don't know where it can go. So as a mix of a theme park slash display bit, I think they're going to have to get the Ferris wheel in somewhere. Where? I don't know. Roller coaster we got covered, so that looks nice. This side will need something now, because this is a big, big table to have absolutely nothing, but we could park up the trucks. So we do have the broken space ride. How that got broken? Must be one of the cats. I've also broken the 3-in-1 space coaster, which I think originally we were going to use as a drop tower for our horror section. That's down there somewhere, so that could potentially come out and come on this side. I need to, if anybody's watching this back, let me know, and I'll discuss this on the live as well. Can you do all 3 builds with that and just have a smaller track for the roller coaster? I did see it in store and all 3 of them side by side, but the roller coaster track, there's only like 3 bits of track, so they built the other 2 drop towers, which look really effective. So that I would rather do, because the roller coaster takes up so much space. It's huge. It takes up such a diameter of the table. Fantastic price. It's just the track is enormous because it's just long rather than it is tall. And then it'd be spaceships. So, yeah, that is what I'm thinking to do for the live this evening and what I'm going to commit to. But I need to see if we can get that door open. Now, if I can get the door open, don't forget, to get that door open, I'm going to hit the Daily Bugle. So what have I got to do? I've got to lift it up to open up the door to put it back down. Before I can do that, I've got to move that all the way over. And I know that door's going to fall off because it's not on properly. So I am going to take a very deep breath, get some rocket fuel inside me, and then we're going to crack on and see if this bit can be done, and then make a plan of attack for later on. Right, we are much further on in the day and we've achieved nothing. Standard. Right, what I have tried is I have actually tried to repair that by clipping that in, and I can't get it clipped in. And the middle piece isn't actually attached, and I have no idea what has come off, and I can't find anything else that is black over on that side, because obviously it's just black and grey, so I'm assuming it's the long piece that is on the inside. Now, for me to repair that, I actually have to get it off the shelf. I've got to get it off the shelf and then open up the door. Now, obviously, the problem is with that, you need a meter. It's absolutely enormous. So I have moved the Joker all the way over. Now, don't forget, the flag is actually quite close to the roof. I didn't even think of that. So you moved a teeny amount, and you're never getting that door open. So the door has to stay closed. It just will not fit. It's either it is on the shelf with the door open by itself, or it stays on the shelf with it shut. And it is what it is. Obviously, the other option we've got is it goes across the back wall low, and it goes open if you wanted to see the blue against the thing. You can see a huge amount on the inside. Now, what I obviously don't want to do is just keep messing around with it, because I don't want it smashed. There's no point. I'm getting very, very bored of repairing stuff. It's kind of got to that point where I've got more to repair. I don't need to buy anything now for like a couple of months, because that's how long it's going to take me to do it. I just don't have time, and I don't have the space up here after the leak to actually build anything. So that's the problem. It needs to get built, gets brought up here, and it gets left. There's no backup plan for when things get broken at the moment, which I just don't have. I just don't have the space. That's why we keep tripping over everything and blah 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 blah. Now, I was thinking yesterday that it would look really nice if the Joker Manor would go on top of that Shadowbox. And then the only way for that to work is if it comes back down over to here and it stood up top, because that would be very, very tall, and it would like be, well, it'd be those two on top of each other, so you can imagine what the height of that would be. I just don't know if that would work very well, because the only option it could do is we could put the Shadowbox parallel with the yellow, put the Joker Manor on top of the Shadowbox, so the top of the Joker Shadowbox was over the top of the shelf, build the bits and pieces, the street that we've got against the blue, put across the back of the shelf, and then behind the Shadowbox, because obviously the Shadowbox will have to stay closed for the Joker Manor to go on top of each other, behind that and around it is where we put the DC stuff. But that's a lot to move for no reason whatsoever if it doesn't work. So I don't know. I don't know if it's staying there, because if it stays there, I can potentially move the Daily Bugle and repair it. Because I'd have to take the Daily Bugle out because I can't swing the door open. Now, if you were unsure of what actually happened yesterday, because I have assessed the damage, the only weakness on this is this door, because it's very, very skinny. So it doesn't take, it takes up equal amount of space, but that is what it's doing. See, it's not actually attached. So it's clipped in at the top, but you go to open it and that's what happened. It came apart there. So there's obviously a piece in here, which has got to be one of these that must clip over, but it's on the inside. So it's easy repairable, but I cannot physically push this down any more than that because it's all on the twist. So I don't know how easy that is going to be to repair on this shelf, which is really annoying. So I don't know whether to, you know what, I might just take a photo, do a poll and go, does it look better open, closed? Does it look all right on the shelf? Because if you lot think it looks all right on the shelf, I'm going to leave it there, repair it and leave it. And if it doesn't, I can take it off, repair it properly, and then we can carry on. Because I am actually stuck. I just don't know what that Shadowbox would look like. I don't think it would work underneath. I don't know. I don't know, because it looked lovely against the orange and it did look nice open, but that is the space it took up, bearing in mind. It took up all of that huge amount of space, whereas that, it obviously takes up much less, and we can put stuff on top of it. So we actually save a lot of space with it being up there. But now the problem is we have got these empty pockets. You've got a base plate for something there, and then you've got something else up at the top, and I'm kneeling exactly where the Ninjago bit should be going. And we've achieved nothing today. That's why this takes so long. Because it's a pain. It's good fun, but it's just a pain. And I'm looking at this going, hey, it's all broken. I might just repair live. That might be a good idea. Just repair everything live that was broken. Yeah, and then just, if I get time to move stuff. That's what I should do. I should do the disaster series over the week, and then anything gets broken, we can have a catch up and a repair session on the Sunday. That would be a lot easier. Maybe I should just do that. So that might be a plan of attack. But do we think any of these modules are lost across the back? or have we got the right ones in there? I think the garage works nicely where it is. I think with that split it works. I don't think the downtown down is lost behind the tower. We have to have the tower side on, because obviously you've got the Iron Man will be falling down the side. We've got the door there, and we can do some nice bits and pieces. This does not have to be there. This is just to see if the Natural History Museum would work there. And then that is that. So I do need to do something, because I'm driving myself insane by just looking at everything that's broken. I don't know what to do, but I'll figure it out. So this is how my day is turning out. I have just added in the red car, just to add it a little bit of colour to see what it looks like. I'm messing around, how close can I get to that bit? Does it look all right there? Does the back wing look nice tucked behind the Joker Manor? Do we need to have it on a bit more show? And now that gives us like quite a bit of space on this side. As I'm on the table, I'm like, what's that noise? That. It's literally breaking underneath me because of how I'm putting the weight on it, because I shouldn't be standing on the areas that I am. So I was literally right in the middle with both knees. And because obviously you're not spreading your weight. So with a bit of glue, that will be the next thing added to my list. Now I have done a thing. I've actually been productive-ish. So we have got the, I know it's the wrong colours, but that is super, super sturdy now on top of that. That's not going anywhere whatsoever. That's on by 8 studs, and obviously to break that would be quite difficult to knock off. So I think I could probably remove the Doctor Strange with that on top. I won't, but it's probably strong enough. I've done the same thing with the hoopty, but just a little bit lower. Obviously I just put it on that roof. But I don't think that is staying there. Now, all the cars and things, they've all been added on to the top of that. And I have just added on a little bit by the Joker Manor. So we have got some minifigures that we'll end up adding, and I've added the little popcorn thing as well. So all the minifigures are now in the jet, so all 4 in that. The hoopty has all 3 minifigures and all the cats. Now, the cool thing is about this, can I actually open? I can. Is there is enough room for the cats to just chill out on the inside, and the minifigures can actually stand up and sit down in this thing. So you can have just one at the front, whatever you want to do, and it will shut fully. So that is nice. Need 2 hands to click that on. So we can now start using the rooftops for the different ships. What's going to get quite tricky is the Marvel ships, because the Marvel ships are massive. They are much, much, much bigger than those. Now, obviously, the easiest thing to do would be to try and have this over the townhouses as a bit of an Easter egg for when it just lands in the town. Spoiler if you've not seen the film, but that is potentially doable. The one that I don't know is doable is the big orange one. And if you want to see where the Quinjet is, yeah, this is the death pile. Can you remember when I put, God, I got close then. Can you remember I put the pirate boat underneath here neat and tidy? And I was like, you guys are going to remind me that it's under there. Yeah, it's in 1,000 pieces now. And the Quinjet, what was that? Remember when it fell off the Daily Bugle? And it's just, there's just nothing left of it. Minifigures are in there though. They're all together. But I just need to add that on my list of things to rebuild. But do we think this Quinjet would look better flying over the Avengers Tower, or do we keep the smaller one in and then we just put this somewhere else? But again, that's on my list. To be fair, I should take this down and get this built. I won't, but I should. So that can go back under the table of just doom. That is what the state of those tables look like underneath there. A lot of stuff got pushed underneath there, and I've just found loads and loads of minifigures. And I've now spotted what's happening. So I went off, got a drink, came back up, and Rocky was on the table, the marbled looking one. I was thinking to myself, that's odd. So what he does, he flicks the minifigures off the table so he can sit down. So any of the minifigures are loose, like that. He literally just does that. So all of these minifigures, which I have used very, very recently, or things like this, he just picks up and throws underneath that table. He's making like a little den with them. So now I've got to go back underneath there and see what else is underneath there, because I'm sure there'll be quite a few under there. Also, the things that can be done with regards to other bits and pieces with the roller coaster, we have got a plan of attack with regards to who can queue up on that with all the different minifigures on there. So that would look quite nice because we can have a little bit of an Easter egg on there. So I think all the Simpsons might end up on the roller coaster. So I might put the CMFs in there because they are here. So I might put series 1 in there now, and then series 2, they can basically queue up and do whatever they need to do. So once I've done the shorts for series 2, they can just go on there, and then the frames can just get, well, they can just go wherever that they need to go to. So I potentially might do that on the live as well, because I need to carry on tidying. Now, I was looking at all of this, and it really is all the stuff that I was going to do for the lives. Like, all these cars can just be placed. So if I throw the cars on the road and then place them later on, that's easy enough, that's easy enough, that isn't easy enough. That is just going to be spare parts, that's definitely not going to be used. That can be used for a construction thing, that was the plan. That was the 4+ set that I'm not going to use, obviously. That car goes outside the diner. That's a Star Wars thing, so I don't even know why that's doing up there. And there's another Star Wars thing, I don't know why that's doing there. And then we have got a Flintstones car, which needs to go over this side. And then on this side, we've got all of this rubbish as well, because I am waiting to put it in. So the second it does this, and we start doing stuff like that, we get a load of room. So I'm just going to keep tinkering with the smaller bits and pieces, and then when it comes to the live later on, which is in about 4 hours time, hopefully then we can just start putting some bits and pieces in. Now, the only slight worry is I have just moved a lot of instruction booklets and stuff that were underneath this table, and I haven't seen any of the pieces yet for this, and that's where that was. So I don't know if that actually got put into a box and it's fallen out the box, which is further back. Because if that stuff has got damaged as well, I will cry. Worse than what I do every single night when I tuck myself into bed. Right, we will carry on and I will see what else I can do. Right, I actually made quite a big dent now, so it looks worse than what it is, so that I'm happy with that. This side just looks disastrous, but that's because these are in the way. The second that comes off, it can all get spread out. Now, what I am thinking of doing before I go live is, do I place and try this on top of the Doctor Strange roof? So we can do what we've just done like that, but that is actually on the Doctor Strange. That then goes onto a different modular, and we can have that a little bit further afield. So I would imagine when the new mansion comes out, that's going to be part of the mansion anyway. But we can raise this up quite high. So it'd have to be that high anyway, but I think what we'd be able to do is prop it up by all 4 corners. Because don't forget, we only had it up on one shaft where that flag was. Now with this, we might be able to spread it out, and it kind of makes sense because you've got the characters, you've got all the portals and stuff, and it's all together, so the display can just go upwards maybe for the Doctor Strange, and then ground level it could be Bugle and the Avengers Tower. So if I put it there, and then at least we can start adding the rest of the minifigures to it and start doing some other little bits and pieces, because obviously you've got all that stuff down there that we can do stuff with, and you know, the eyeball hanging out. So the only other option I can think of, as we were saying about the John Wick, is actually the Doctor Strange goes in the middle, and then that is up, and then we've got the height of that in between the 2 skyscraper buildings, because it's all supposed to be high, and then we've got 3 big bits all quite close together, and then maybe the assembly square can just kick off and go, because obviously we can only get one base plate there anyway, maximum. So it'd have to be something else to go there. But it necessarily doesn't mean that it has to be something for display. So I don't know whether to try that now or try that live, because I'm slowly starting to run out of time. So I think we might do that live, see what it looks like. I might not even go, actually, to be honest, I might not even go live. See, all over the place. But I just want to get these in. I get these in, get these done, just crack on with it. But with the camera that we use, it's a different way of doing it. I just don't know it's going to come across well enough. And these videos are long enough as they are anyway, aren't they? They're like an hour and a bit each for your disappointment. But I think everything else looks okay. I just think I need to get that assembly square out of the way. I think what I'll do now with you is I'm going to move the assembly square and the Doctor Strange now, and then I can see what it looks like ready for the live, and then see if it's worth adding on the the battle after. So I might as well record this because I'm probably going to fall through the table, let's be honest, because this table is obviously starting to fall apart, which is not ideal. I mean, let's be honest, it really isn't ideal, is it? But at the same time, it does not matter. So that can go back there. We've got a couple of minifigures that we need to add to that display. Anyway, Daily Bugle is going to get repaired, he says. So that is all part of the Daily Bugle. They're the minifigures for that. Hoopty is, well, stable enough, I think. Yeah, that's all right. See, happy with that. Look, that's quite nice. So that can just live on there if it needs to. Problem is, I've got nowhere to put this. This is the issue I have. So that can get moved and plonked there. I've got three of these on the floor at the moment. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and another one over there for number 6. So it's all messy now. So what I could have done is just push that across, but the Daily Bugle broken pieces are in the way, so I've now got to try and pick this up, which I don't know if it's a good idea or not, to be honest. Oh, the X-Jet looks nice on there though, but I just don't know. I just don't know if it's you know, it's picky-upable. Is that even a word? Picky-upable? What is that all about? Right, so look. Hopefully you can see that. Jet on top of that. No drama whatsoever. Now that went side on. Oh, just walked into the hoopty, ladies and gentlemen. What an idiot. So that's what that looks like side on with the eyeball. And then we've got the battle with that on the roof. Now, does that work there or not? Because this will go back into the corner. Obviously, another modular can go there. Oh, I don't know if I'd like it with the jet on there, or we put the... Obviously, there's other... We can obviously display it that way. If you had it that way, you then obviously got the jet flying across, and then you've just got all those buildings in the middle, and then you've got a... Well, it's just a display area, isn't it? That was the point of that. And then the new building goes there, and something else goes there instead. I'm getting more and more confused with this now as we go, which is really, really unhelpful. Luckily the hoopty's not broken, otherwise I would have just given up. And I do like that Doctor Strange set quite close to there, but I just don't know if the battle would work on top. Right, so that's what that looks like with the jet. Or we have that. Now, what do we think of that with the head floating over the top of that building? Obviously, it's only on by 2 prongs. I'll need to put at least a 3rd prong on down at the front, because it is obviously bigger than the jet, and the jet can go somewhere else, and that'll give us a little bit more height up there, which we've obviously got Electro and other people to add. So it does mean that we would have 3 quite big buildings in the middle. Or it goes back over to that side and that head stays where it is. Or this comes right to the end, because if we're adding on a street now, this could be over here. We've got options with this. Now obviously the jet is easy enough to put on any of the buildings. That's really not too much of a problem. The jet it just needs to be that wide. So if you're trying to do that yourself, just in between that bit and that bit, so it's only a couple of studs. So what we at? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's 8 studs wide gap, and then it's 4, 8, 4, or 4, 8, 2. Yeah, I did 4, 8, 4. So it's a rooftop really. Obviously I could do it something like this and have it staggered, and one will just be longer than the other, so it'd just be slightly different length. But I don't know if a floating bit like that works at all, because obviously again, about to say, oh well, we could actually put it up on that shelf and hide the brickwork, but we've got the problem with the ceiling height, so that's not going to work. But there is an option with that, because I think that is supposed to be very tall. So that is kind of better higher up. It makes sense it being higher up, because don't forget, it's the top of the Statue of Liberty, isn't it? So different. Just don't know if the placement of that works well, or if we are now hiding too much stuff again, because that's the problem we had with the Joker Manor, and it just goes over on that side. But now they both sit on there, at least we can see exactly what's what, and we can make that decision, or I can make that decision a little bit later on. So I will carry on tinkering, and then I'll catch back up with you probably now after the live. So that is the live done. Now, to put it politely, didn't go well. I'm going to try it one more time, and if it buggers up again, we will just pretend it's in, and when we can just continue with life. Well. Not gone well. It's hit the exact same car, but it's not any more damaged. But it has just broken the roller coaster track instead. Oh, I couldn't make it up if I tried. Oh, very...
Ladies and gentlemen, now we did say that we may end this stream with a man falling through a table. Now, I'm not sure what's just happened. Ladies and gentlemen, well, this is not how I thought my Sunday afternoon would turn out. But if you want to see more 6-inch action figures or what's behind me, head over to Jay's Toy Collection here on YouTube, and there's all sorts of videos, top 10s of the year. Go to the live stream tab, weekly live streams, This Week in Toys. We take you through all the action figure news, and occasionally I'll be over here unboxing toys, it seems, talking Lego, and now starting Catastrophe, episode 1, Man versus Table.